The knives have come out, and so has the truth. Having been lied to for years by the Democratic Party machine and most of the mainstream media, who insisted Joe Biden was not diminished by his age but energized by it, well, it turns out we skeptics were right all along. And what we're learning is terrifying, infuriating, an unacceptable abuse of power, a usurpation of the presidency itself by a nameless, faceless cohort. Will we ever know who these conspirators are? Two bombshell reports out this week in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal depict a president thoroughly out to lunch for his entire term. Top cabinet members unable reach him. Staff regularly taking his place at official events. Biden refusing to hold morning meetings but clocking out at 4 p.m. even though he naps every day, and in July announced that he'd no longer hold events after 8 p.m. How many hours has Joe Biden actually spent working? How was the 25th Amendment not invoked? Was the danger of a President Kamala Harris, who the liberal media also tried to sell as viable, truly that unthinkable? Drain the swamp resonates for a reason. Meanwhile, Biden's campaign spokesperson Kevin Munoz sought to deflect his boss's dereliction by, you guessed it, going after Trump. Normal presidents strike a balance, and so does Joe Biden. Hardly the same rigor as Donald Trump, who spends half of his day ranting on Truth Social and the other half golfing, Munoz said in July, days after that catastrophic TV debate, and days before the Times reported that a Parkinson's expert had visited the White House 8 times over as many months. The gaslighting has failed to catch fire. If only legacy media had pursued this new line of reportage, I don't know, back in 2019, when it mattered. Now that these outlets are shedding eyeballs and subscribers, we're getting some actual investigative reporting, albeit on the obvious. Breaking news. Joe Biden has no idea what's going on. Top national security officials told the Journal that meetings with Biden could suddenly, no matter the urgency, be scrapped. One security advisor had a scheduled meeting cancelled because the president was having a bad day. Those bad days are a common occurrence. This while Russia invaded Ukraine, Hamas attacked Israel, and China floated spy balloons over the United States. Syria has fallen. Against this incendiary geopolitical backdrop, the Dems, knowing full well how incapacitated Biden was, plotted to install him again. Such is Trump derangement syndrome. Such was their fear that VP Harris, the ultimate DEI hire, didn't have what it takes. So now, the rage. Now, the truth. Biden is a dead man walking, and they're going to throw his desiccated political corpse on the funeral pyre, if Joe doesn't burn it all down first, as his vengeful wife Jill is reportedly urging him to do. Truly, is there a greater metaphor for the Biden presidency's death rattle than the dismissal of SUV-sized drones swarming over the Northeast? Any greater example of a president asleep on Rehoboth Beach? Remember, MSNBC's Joe Scarborough, as recently as March, called this sham of a president intellectually, analytically, the best Biden ever. We've always known Biden's legacy was going to be one of decrepitude, deceit and dirty dealings. But on his ignominious way out the door, Biden has revealed his true self, perpetually aggrieved, a malignant narcissist who put his own thirst for power above party and country. A loser so sore that he pardoned his son Hunter, defying a pledge never to do so, a pledge he made repeatedly, and more than 1,500 others, including 2 Chinese spies who stole top-secret American tech information and the relative of a Chinese Communist Party member who possessed thousands of child porn images. That's Biden for you. The man Barack Obama said has an uncanny ability to farnund things up. The biggest humiliation of all, it now seems clear that Joe Biden, who only ever wanted to be president, was never running the world. He was never the actual American president. There will forever be an asterisk next to his name. So we ask again, just who has been running the country for the past 4 years? As that live TV debate proved beyond a doubt, it sure as hell hasn't been Joe. It's been so obvious, not just to us, but to the entire world, that President-elect Trump, since winning the election, has been treated as the acting American president. It's Trump who's in talks with Netanyahu. It's Trump who has Hamas on the back foot. It's Trump brokering the end of the Russia-Ukraine war, meeting with President Macron at the reopening of Notre Dame, seated front and center, and holding a private meeting with Prince William. And it's Trump who's receiving Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk at Mar-a-Lago. Now, will we get no less an official and public investigation into the hijacking of the US presidency as we did January 6th?
Would argue that this, the ultimate Biden family grift, is the greatest political scandal since Watergate. Consider that not even Biden's top cabinet members, from the very beginning, had access to him on matters of national security, the economy, or international crises. In the run-up to the Afghanistan withdrawal in 2021, which Biden was dead set on executing, despite all best advice not to, the then chair of the House Armed Services Committee, Adam Smith, tried in vain to reach the president. Smith told the Journal that he desperately wanted to relay his knowledge and grave concerns about the region. But Smith was rebuffed, and 13 American service members died in that completely avoidable disaster. Meanwhile, Lloyd Austin, Biden's Secretary of Defense, has reportedly had increasingly rare direct contact with Biden over the past 2 years. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen also had an arm's-length relationship with Biden over his entire term. Yet White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, in July, soon after that debate, told this whopper, "Biden is as sharp as ever. When I walk into the Oval Office, I have to be on top of my game. Subpoena her." For real. Subpoena her and all of Biden's top inner circle, the ones who kept him bodied, as one source said, to a degree unprecedented for any sitting US president. Ron Klain, former White House Chief of Staff, Mike Donnellan, Senior Advisor, and Jennifer O'Malley Dillon, Campaign Manager, to name a few. For that matter, call in Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Kamala Harris, and Barack Obama, who apparently was running his third term from behind the curtain, Biden his useful idiot. And last but certainly not least, Lady McBiden herself, who knew her husband's sick state better than anyone, but tried to foist him on the country yet again. If there's any justice, the post-White House book deals and board seats will vaporize as quickly as the Biden legacy.